I am a cat. Meow, meow. I'm not a woman dressed as a cat. I am a cat. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe and confess that I'm a cat? Great. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe that your child or a child from this school would believe that I'm actually a cat? No one. You are right. Truth prevails over imagination. Reality exists. Discernment is innate and something we are biologically wired to have. One look at me and you know this to be true. I am a woman posing as a cat.
There have been multiple times when I've presented a self-proclaimed bold conservative voice, American patriot ally, and Second Amendment warrior, really stuffing as many buzzwords in there as possible. Wow. And someone in the comment section will say, hey man, don't even give these people airtime. You're only providing them with the exposure they want. Well, they're right. You're right if you're watching this now. And I usually just brush it off, seeing how the content I create isn't just about exposing who a person is, but what they do. But I will acknowledge that it's hard to separate the two. Stick with me, this is going somewhere. One, Lindsey Graham, yes, that's her name, is definitely trying to get famous. She goes by Patriot Barbie, and once upon a time, she was a salon owner in Oregon who defied COVID protocols and opened her business to customers because she needed to make money in order to feed her family, according to her. As you can imagine, after that, she was welcomed all over right-wing media because victimhood. Since then, she started a website, a podcast, sells merchandise, and a book called Targeted, One Mom's Fight for Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness. The clip I opened with was shown on Fox News, but it took place during a school board meeting in November at Liberty Elementary School District in Arizona. Before I continue, I wondered if her kids actually even go to school there because I've done a few videos now where people use school board meetings for free publicity. Moving on. At first glance, I thought her argument was about the debunked story of kids who identify as furries needing kitty litter in bathrooms. Again, not true. Turns out she's conflating sex and gender. Typical. But for some reason, thinks that fake identifying as non-human makes her point. Well, she did say meow meow, but then she said I'm a cat, which no cat would do. Totally ruined the illusion. Anyways, the team at Jesse Watters Primetime must have seen her and thought she would own the libs with this.
And the point that I was trying to make as a cat was that, I mean, obviously, you can't just identify as whatever you want, and you can't demand that other people identify you as whatever you want. But someone with this kind of mental illness can enjoy that mental illness all they want in the comfort of their own home. But when you put them in charge of children, we're talking about a new type of indoctrination. And that's what's really terrifying, is seeing these people in charge of our kids' education.
There it is. She doesn't want trans people to be school teachers. Got it. Look, I should talk about how trans people are actual human beings with value. I could talk about how sex assigned at birth and gender identity are two separate things, and it's important to remember that gender identity and gender expression are different concepts and develop separately from sexual orientation. And I could go over the distinctions between being diagnosed with gender identity disorder and gender dysphoria, but none of this is the point now, is it? See, a woman who presumably has a problem with men who dress in drag, especially if they read the kids, yet wears enough makeup to make a drag queen blush, you get it, can unironically present herself as a cat and express herself based on how she identifies with her own political ideology, and still somehow has a problem with the trans community, can find a way, some way, to be qualified to talk about any of this and make a living doing so. It's the same thing. It's who she is and what she does. But hey, the truth is, Lindsey Graham had no intention of being a public figure. All she said was no, and everything changed in an instant. Her hallmark courage sparked boldness in weary business owners across the country, inspiring them to follow suit. Now she wears a cat suit. To Patriot Barbie and Jesse Watters, trans people make the mistake of trying to exist. So I apologize for the free PR I just gave her. I just wanted you to know that people like this exist. For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect knows Japanese. For more from the Young Turks, stay right here. To see additional content from yours truly, click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, We Gonna Be Alright. Thanks for watching.